do the eyes first, and then we'll use a white to clear off any fallout that we had, and then we do the rest of the face. Does that make sense? So what you'll need to do is go to Ulta or a beauty counter and just get them matched, because they'll need concealer and foundation that matches their skin. Okay.
Okay. So to start, I put concealer on their eyelids because it helps the color to stay on. So you just brush a little bit on, and then.
And if you guys need to get closer or tell her to stop,
you can
just feel free.
do whatever. And then I blend it out with my finger just so it has the eyeshadow has something to stick to, because when you're with long days at competitions, it likes to fall off. Sorry, I can't really project in a mask. Okay, so now, so I'll show you both brushes. So I use this one on my eyes. It's a bit bigger, but for her, I'm going to use this blending brush, which is smaller, solely because she is small. She's petite. She's Italian. Okay, so let's see. I did specify this one. Okay, so this is the one you guys are going to buy, and I typically just blend whatever I want, but I don't know, just color.
Whatever four colors.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this one. Just put a little on your brush, and then it's kind of like a windshield wiping motion. So you go like this on her eye, and you leave the lid really white because that's what makes her eyes look big. So close yours. But because she's like super tiny, I'm just gonna go windshield wipe in her crease. And this is just the base color. And then we'll build on that.
At the same time.
Yeah, I'll put yours. Put concealer on your
I did. I mean, I did it this morning.
Okay, so there's that. And now I'm gonna do it on.
Now, little ones, you see how still Brielle is being? She's not complaining at all. She's just sitting still, being the best little girl ever.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do it on her eye because it's bigger. And see, I'm just using the bigger brush, but windshield wiping all over her crease. Okay, now we go in with a different brush. This is a big thing. Don't mix colors on the same brush, because then it'll just look like a muddy puddle. And that was the biggest thing I learned when I started. So then go in with a darker color. I'm gonna use this orangey brown. And this is very pigmented, so all you have to do is like tap it. You don't have to or you're gonna get a ton of color. And then sometimes I even do that because
We still have the palette that they started competition with when they were 7.
yeah.
Well, we probably changed colors when you were 10 or 11.
Yeah. So for this, I'm just going on the outside to make the outside darker, because the whole way to make their eyes look big is the lid being really light and then the outside's being dark. So I'm just blending that in on the outside. I typically don't go past halfway with this color.
So it's like a check mark, right? Oh, no, it's not like a check mark.
That's how you see, but now I just do white everywhere to make the eyes
So
okay.
it's just out and in a little bit.
Now you're gonna take a brush that's kind of flat. It's not like a fluffy one. And you're gonna take the whitest color you have. And with this, you're not gonna brush it, you're gonna pat it on. So it like compacts the color onto their eyelid. See, I'm like pressing it on her eye, all over the lid and all the way into the inside. And this is really what makes it pop, I guess you could say.
If the dark gets too close to her eyelid, they look like their eyes are closed.
Yeah.
So we're trying to open up, when those lights are on their faces, we're trying to really open up their eyes.
Okay, can you see? I'm going to show them. Look at the difference in her eyes with the white and the not white. When you open your eyes. See how much bigger her eyes look? Yeah, okay. Take a moment. All right, now we're going to do the other one. I asked if she wanted to go up a level.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I'm just patting this on there, not brushing it. If you brush it, it's not going to stick. Sorry. Scary. Yeah. Okay. Now, you're going to go back in now that the white's on there and go a little bit darker on the outside. So you take a darker brown. And this will go on there very strong, so I'm like barely touching it. Oops. And the same kind of thing where you're just sweeping on the outside, like barely touching her.
You see how still this little model's going to be? They're all going to be like this for their mommies at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I've heard of a lot of mommies who just keep their kid asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what Amanda Carter used to do. And this one is somewhat in a V pattern. It's easier on big eyes to do it in a V pattern on the outside, but with them, I just kind of pat it on the outside of their eye. But if it were like me doing it, I'd do it in like a V on the outside. Now, at the end, I use a big blending brush. It's just a fluffy one. You don't have to, but sometimes it can look like the colors are like blocked on their eye, and we really want it to be all blended together. So then I just go in and kind of brush on each side. Like, see, look at that. See how hers are kind of blocky? Like you can see the distinct color. If you just like blend it out, it just like looks seamless. And sometimes, me just being picky, if the white kind of comes off, just go back in with the dark, wherever the dark was, and just pat it back on. Okay, and then you're good. See how big her eyes look now? And then, yeah.
Okay, so then,
Wipe it off.
yep.
So then you're gonna make this wipe. Close your eyes. So she has, it's kind of coming out here and down. So what I just do is kind of wipe that away.
That's why we don't do all the other makeup first, because it kind of gets all under.
Oh, I forgot something. Also, I forgot. Take the same white color. I forgot this. And you highlight the brow bone. So you just go and kind of make a line in between her eyebrow and where the eyeshadow is. So with these little eyes, you're really just gonna have a really thin line of brow. See, it's like honestly super thin, but
Of white or brown?
of brown. Because you're gonna have white underneath and then brown, and then you're gonna do a line of white on top.
So it's almost like right under her eyebrow.
It is, yeah. Basically. Okay, so there's that. That's the eyes. Oh, eyeliner.
So,
I do that after foundation.
okay.
Because she always gets the
Okay.
stuff on my
So Brielle's foundation matches her skin. That's something you really can't share because we all have different skin tones. But this will probably last you like years, as little as they wear it. And as long as they don't get old of it and do their own thing. Tickled.
So yeah, just putting it all over her face. If you have a pump, that works too. Just pump it on your hands and kind of rub it on her face. And then this right here, well, this is what I use, but this works too. The key thing that you need to have. It's a beauty blender. I don't know if you know what that is, but it blends out foundation, blends out concealer, makes it look extremely like finished, seamless, whatever. Flawless. And the trick with that is to get it wet before you use it. So if you want to,
Mine's wet. 'cause I
yeah,
left it from
pass it and let them feel.
Oh,
the wetness.
Are y'all familiar with these?
So,
So-
just make sure it's not like soaking wet, but it's like spongy.
like a mess
Yes.
Mhm.
So then you just blend it in. I'm sure you guys know how to put on foundation, but and blend it down the neck.
So once those lights hit them, everything shows. Hair wispies, makeup lines, all that. So we really want to focus on blending everything in so that they don't look like drag queens. What I'm trying to say. I mean, like, I want them to
Where
look
you go
natural.
with that? And I'm not rubbing it, I'm pressing it into her skin.
Like bounce. That's the word I would use.
Bouncing it on, yeah.
Talking. Girls, you see how good Brielle's being? I'm gonna say that 14 times.
I would say 15 just to be
One
safe.
thing I do want to tell you is a lot of times when my kids were little, we would switch kids. So like I would
Oh,
do
yeah.
my friend's child and vice versa because they are like this when it's not all the time. So just remember that if you want to like share hotel rooms and get up at 5 in the morning together.
It's a great time, really. So fun.
Someone send us an alarm.
I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. and I'm just looking at
We just have like a tree, phone tree, like calling you awake.
Don't call me. Bring me a cup of coffee.
And it's like,
Don't
yes.
just knock on the door with a cup of coffee.
I'm sorry, but it's this morning.
5 a.m. It's time to get up.
I'm like beating you up.
The sad thing is our girls are gonna look great, but don't expect me to
I know.
have things done. I will not do my makeup.
Yeah. So then once that's blended in everywhere, you take your concealer, which will also be matched. And you
Same
make-
concealer you had on your top.
And you kind of make a V, like that, under her eye.
Everybody see that? We're doing alphabets on her face. See that V?
It's like, and then you again just blend that in with the beauty blender. Sometimes
Way up
it's
at the
hard because they don't like it because you're getting super close to the eye. So you can use your finger sometimes and just. Hard on tiny people.
Yeah, practice this before the first competition. It's just, it comes naturally once you've done it a million times. But they're not used to it, you're not used to it. It's hard to do somebody else's makeup.
Especially getting right up under their eye. That's probably the hard part of this whole thing. And then just blend it out. So I just did like, use my finger and a beauty blender, whatever works best to get right up under the eye. And then we use powder. So any translucent powder works great. Also, if you want to get it matched to their skin, that also works. Just whatever you guys feel. Look up. And then you brush that under their eye so the concealer doesn't crease. And then all over the face. Because it just kind of like makes their skin look, I don't know, smooth.
Yeah, it's not shiny.
Yeah. And then, do you want me to contour? So then you go in with blush.
Do you have a blush color yet that you wanted to get?
It's the.
What do you have?
It was whatever's on the
NYX
ADFA.
Or
So
Elf. This
Okay.
was the.
Okay.
Oh, it's just the lipstick you want to match to the tutu.
The
Sorry,
yeah,
I was
the
thinking
lipstick.
both of them had to be matched.
What is that?
Okay.
Okay, so in this, I would use this bottom one.
Okay, bottom right.
I mean, you guys can mix whatever you want, but the big thing I always got yelled at with is that I never had blush on. Because on stage, you think like, oh my god, that looks so, like when we're sitting right here, it's gonna look like she's a clown. But on stage, if you don't have color and you're pale, that was me. And if you don't have lipstick on, you don't look.
You literally look
She
like a
would
ghost.
always yell at me. So,
So lips and blush, you gotta do more than you think they should have.
and with blush, I typically swipe up and do more up like this, kind of like up her, towards her. And just a big fluffy blush brush works. This doesn't really.
Okay, Brielle? No? You okay sitting up there? It's probably uncomfortable.
Go to sit up on this one. Okay. Eyebrow. So then you don't have to like do their eyebrows, but I always just like to brush them. Just with the eyebrow brush, whatever you guys have is fine.
Okay, so we've done everything but eyeliner and lashes at this point. That's the last thing you do,
Yes.
right? And lips, I guess. Lips we don't put on until the very last.
Yes.
Um,
And so with now that her makeup's on, you can kind of see where the foundation kind of creeped in. So if you want to go back in and just touch up the outside very lightly so you don't get a lot of like fallout again, just take like that same brown color that you used and just tap it, don't brush it. And then it'll just like cover that up, whatever you use. But sometimes that foundation can get in there. Yes. So yeah,
Okay.
you want me to do eyeliner?
Yeah, I want to teach them what I learned, which was so easy for eyeliner.
I'm not good at eyeliner.
So this is,
My mom
where's that
is.
water? So what I do for eyeliner, this makes lashes super easy. Do you see this tiny little brush? It's like an angled,
Pencil.
tiny, whatever, what is it called?
Pencil, something angled.
So I just get it wet. I don't even have eyeliner. I just dip it in that, since it's wet, I just dip it in like, what's the dark brown? I do black. That's what I thought. like doing that. Okay, so I just dipped it very lightly. And then I just literally follow her line
Like a color, like pencil.
and just pat it.
Which color?
And y'all see what I'm doing?
Kind of directing.
I know.
On this side. Yeah.
We don't do like any crazy wings or anything.
I don't, not on little babies. So all I did was go like this, all the way down her
And
eye.
you stop it right at her.
Do you see it now?
Yeah.
And then that gives you a line to glue their eyelashes on. It makes it so much easier. So.
And we don't do bottom eyeliner either, because that's just a recipe for disaster with little ones, because they're like this all the time.
Do you all recommend glue, not like the magnetic?
Yeah, well, I've never used those. I've always used the eyelash glue, and what do? So what we do with the glue is you put it on your hand, and like a rainbow kind of, like paint it on your
Do you
hand.
have it? Does any, I don't have any lashes. Do you?
I have lashes in the,
Do you have lashes?
yeah, look down
I
there.
know, I hate to waste them, but do you want to see her do it?
It's okay, she can use,
Yeah, you just explain it.
you
That's
can,
just practice, y'all. I
Yeah,
really
it's
can't tell you
really-
that.
you can get some, show them, because I have several. And
I
my,
wanna show you how
and my
to
girl,
cut.
the older girls are picky now, because I was getting like whatever, and Ainsley's like, nope, get the 105, like they're picky about certain ones, the little ones probably don't care.
So these, to me, for the little ones, are too much. I buy Wispies. Do you guys have Wispies, anybody? Yeah. The 110 Wispies is what I like. For them. The big girls, they can, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit more, see, this is just a little bit more natural. So the 110 is what I like. Whose are these? Are these yours?
Yeah.
So we can do these. So I just hate to waste y'all's lashes, but.
And I've never reused them because there's so much makeup and gunk that happens, but if you want to try, I mean, because what I always do is, so I put the glue on my hand and
Does
then
anyone
you
have
dip it.
scissors?
Yeah, there should be some in
There's
the,
some in here.
yeah.
You dip it in the glue very lightly, or if you buy glue like this,
Oh, because my mom's watching.
I've found works well with the brush, and you just like brush it very lightly on the lash, and then put the lashes on, whatever, she'll tell you how to do that. But then what I found works really well to make sure it doesn't look like they're separate is you blend it with mascara. So you just put the mascara there and have them blink a couple
I don't
times.
think I want to do that with the little ones because then it goes everywhere. Let's just see how it
It-
looks without.
Doesn't I've done it on camera.
Oh, really?
It looks a lot better because they just like
Looks
blend
like
it
one.
together.
Okay, so what I did was I held this up to her eye, and I don't want it to go all the way in. Close your eyes. I don't want it to go all the way into the corner of her eye just because that's too much. So I cut a little bit off. Now here's the glue. I haven't done this in so long, y'all, because
I
my
know.
kids do their own.
Well, you can paint with these. It's easy to just paint it on there. And you just do a layer on the.
It's kind of purpley in color.
I like this one.
And then all I'll do is take that glue and just put it right on the line that I.
And girls, little ones, you have to be super duper duper still when they're doing this because if not, you're gonna get glue all over your eyeball. And that has happened to me multiple times. And then you're like this the whole day because your eyelashes are all glued together. And
Paper, what?
So I started on the outside corner and I just kind of laid it down on that line. And I'm just kind of very gently pressing it Usually I blow on it, I just don't want to do that because so I usually just kind of blow on it, keep her eyes closed for a minute. Now open.
Like
Sometimes they're going to be stuck together like that, so you have to kind of help them.
little ones won't like this part.
You good? Open up, open up, open up. Look up. How's that? So now I would need to get that brush. Any brush, just to kind of separate her eyelashes. Open up. You're standing right. I can't, I'm trying to separate. It looks funny. Look at me, open your eyes. Are they stuck together still for you? Do they feel funny? Yes or no? Yes. Tell them how to practice. There. Better? Ha! See?
And then once they dry, see how you can cut it with your, see where her eyelashes are? I would just swipe out mascara so it's black. Slowly just, they blend together better.
She is a model student. Your children will not act like this. And that's happening. So I really promise that you need to practice this before that. Okay? Any questions? Then what I would do is put a little bit of mascara on the bottom. Just have them look up and put it on the bottom. And then they're set.
And then
She
you
said
find
we
out
don't do
the lipstick
mascara on
color
the-
later on, figuring out what they, you know.
I'm ordering their pink, the pink. I don't want to get the, is that what you said, lipstick?
Yeah.
I don't want to get the pink until I have their leotard, but I'll let you know what it is.
Do you do liner?
I
again?
did do liner. My kids have really small lips.
I have pencil lines.
Yeah. And the liner, it's hard to do though. So I'm just gonna kind of let you guys, let's just play that out at the first competition. Because it just gets everywhere, and while they're learning how to wear makeup, I don't want to. So, all right. Any questions? Now's your chance.
Brushes are a big thing. Get the right brushes.
Yeah. So show them the 4 brushes.
You all decided hair yet? Just curious.
What's that?
Have you decided hair yet?
No, I think I may do a low side ponytail because they're gonna wear a party hat. But I wanna, Lindsay and I are gonna try it in class and decide. But I think, you know how we did that picture for the Lapetite thing? I think it was Maddie or Brielle. One of them had a low pony and it looked so cute. And I'm trying to think what's gonna be easiest and look the most uniform. Okay.
So big fluffy one, a little one. Typically for them, honestly, I would get 2 little ones because you can do one for like the naturaler orangey color and then one for the darker color on the outside and then just a small compact, sorry there's like makeup flying off, for the white and you just compact it. But these are the 3 I always use.
And then this one for the liner.
Oh, yes. Anybody want to take a picture of these?